Yeah. Hey, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the live. This is 20 Questions with Jay, and I'm here with Christy Love. Hey, girl. How you doing? I'm doing wonderful, girl. Are you ready for these 20 questions?
I've been like so nervous all day. I'm like, what is she going to ask? I've been like binge watching like all your other videos. I'm like, okay, let me
That
just
is
see.
so funny. To be honest, I feel like a lot of people are starting to do that because they just don't know. I feel like people are starting to think that they can probably guess what I'm going to ask before their time is coming, and they get it completely wrong. Yes, girl. Okay. Well, let's.
But I am excited though. I've been waiting for this like
Aw.
literally ever since you started. I want to be on there.
I know that is so cute. I'm so excited that so many people are really excited about it. So, yeah, girl, let's go ahead and dive into these 20 questions. So,
Okay.
question number one: what made you want to start YouTube?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's actually a very good question. So I actually started YouTube back in 2018. And I quit some years, like a little bit afterwards, but I had started my Instagram. And a lot of those companies were wanting me to create long form videos. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I need to go ahead and create me a YouTube channel. So I did that. And then it just kind of went from there. But I think close to maybe 2020 or 2021, someone in there, I stopped. Okay. But I'm back. I actually started back this past October. And it's kind of crazy, Jay. Like, I don't know if you know this, but when I started back in October, you were like one of the first ones that I had started following. I
Oh,
think it was like your day, like 3 or 4, somewhere in there. And I was like,
oh,
oh my God,
wow.
you're so cute. I was like, so it was you and there was a few other people, and I just remember this whole like motivational like thing that everybody was going through. And it's like
Yeah.
just get on YouTube. Start. So I'm one of those people, I feel like, God leads me in different directions. So I was like, okay, Lord, what is it that you want me to do? So I'm just
hmm
here, just God led.
Yes, girl, I love it. And I do remember that because I remember when I first started, I feel like it was more so me, you, and Leah from Leah's Adventures that was like
Yeah.
there with each other like that. It was so dope. Oh my God. I feel like it was so long. I don't know why, but in the very beginning, a lot of people started around the same time that we did. And it just kind of felt like school in a way. Like I don't know why, but yeah. Yeah. Okay. mhm. Yeah, girl. I feel the same way. Okay. So, question number
Yeah.
2. 7 years ago, you were doing more so of natural hair content and you did it for quite some time. Did you ever
Mhm.
want to become a hairstylist?
Actually, me and my mom had a natural hair salon. Well, it was actually called
Oh,
Relaxed and Natural. She did all of the, relaxed customers. I did all the natural hair customers, and we did that for quite some time. But I developed like carpal tunnel, and I have curvature in my lower back, so it just kind of prevented me. Well, let's mix in some natural hair, and the braids just took me down, y'all.
I feel
But I loved it.
yeah. That is what's
Like if I
up.
could go back.
You said like what? When your hair go back, you probably gonna do some more of them.
I didn't say that, but yes, ma'am. When it grows back, yes. Yeah, I cut my hair. I cut my hair. And
Yes.
let me mention this. Actually, you know what? When I saw you, Jay, so long story short, yeah, heat damage. And when you know hair, you know when it's damaged. So you just, to me,
Mhm.
just get rid of it. So, but when I first saw Jay, I was like, my hair is damaged and she's wearing the style that I love to wear. I love your hair, Sarah. Like,
Oh, thank
the
you.
bangs
I
and the
know,
pull-up,
right?
yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes,
Thank you
and I
so
can't
much.
wait
I
to wear my hair.
appreciate you. Your hair is
Yes.
so cute like that, girl. It really gives like grown and like, yeah, it's giving for sure. Yeah, it's giving like photo shoot.
Girl, it
Yeah,
took some getting used to, and I had to lay it
I
down
believe it.
before yeah, I had to lay it down before I actually came on live because I was like, "Work, work me today, girl." I was like, "Lord," my little front was just, like, sticking up, and I said, "I can't go on live with Jay like this. Jay is too fine for me to be
You
trying
are
to go
so
on live.
funny.
Look at
Thank you.
her."
Okay, girl. Yes, I'm loving it. All right, so
Yeah.
let's move on to question number three. So, you have a video that's on your page titled Vlog One My Testimony Finding What I Need Unexpectedly. God is good. So, in that video, you spoke on how you had to go to the pharmacy to fill up on your prescriptions that you had. And they told you that one of them wasn't there right now. It was all out, and the other one was going to be back on the 22nd. So you stated how you ended up finding two pills in your purse. So
Mhm.
I want to ask, what happened right before you found it in your purse, and what made you look in your purse?
Wow. Okay, so I was actually at work, and so I'm an accountant, you guys, and it's very mentally draining. Well, I'm pretty sure, anyone's job can be, but um I realized at that time, I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't take my medicine this morning. And I actually had remembered, I was like, when I was at home, I said, okay, well, I should be okay. My pressure has been like regulated. So, I've been taking care of myself. I should be okay to just go ahead and go to work and, just come back home, go to the pharmacy. Well, you guys, I went to work me, okay? And when I tell you my migraine was like off the charts, it was just crazy off the charts. I took my blood pressure. My blood pressure was actually high, it was elevated. And I knew right then and there that I needed to go to the pharmacy like as soon as I got off work. Girl, went to the pharmacy. The medicine was not available. It was not available. And I was just like, do y'all have any kind of like emergency prescriptions that I can have just to hold me over until you guys can actually get it? And they told me no, not on that particular, prescription. So I don't know. When I grabbed my purse, it was kind of like a covering. I just felt like I pray about everything. So I actually prayed about the situation. I prayed and I asked God to heal me from my migraine. I prayed and asked Him to lower my blood pressure. And I don't know, I'm
Mhm.
a lip gloss girly. So I may have been looking for lip gloss. I don't know why I went in that purse, but I went in the purse and I just remember opening up a zipper to my purse. And y'all, if you know me, I don't put anything in the compartments of a purse because I lose stuff too easily. So I don't normally put things in
Mhm.
a zipper. So I unzipped it and I said, "Oh my goodness!" Because not only was it my high blood pressure medicine, but it's my birth control, y'all. We wasn't skipping that, okay?
Right.
So when I found them in there, I just could not like thank God enough because I really needed that at that particular point in time. And I don't know what led me to look in there, but there they were. I don't even remember putting them there. So that's how crazy that situation was.
Yeah, and it's so wild how things like that happen, and it just be like the strangest moments that bring you right back to that, to actually like look into your purse and everything. So like when you ended up finding it in your purse, like how long after you went to the pharmacy did you find it in your purse?
Um, it may have been, I think it was more so that next day. I think that's
Mm.
how it was. I think it was that next day, if I remember, because it's happened a second time after that video. Very fortunate. I don't I It happened again, y'all, like, kid you not, this time, instead of it being actually in, like, the zipper, it was in the bottom of my purse. And I think
Mm.
what happened on that particular time, I think what I did was just I may have been in a rush, and I may have just thrown it in there, but it happened
Mhm.
to me a second time, and that second time, I was actually looking for, a BC, 'cause I kinda carry them for my migraines, but, I was looking for a BC, and I went to the corner of my purse, and I actually thought it was, like, maybe some, pearl earrings in there. So I was trying to like scoot them to the side and I looked down. And I said, oh my goodness, it's medicine.
Mhm.
grab those bad boys and I was just
Girl.
like, "Lord, you're always, like, surprising me. You're always, like, blessing me with what I need exactly when I need it," because,
Yeah.
like, on any given day, I don't look for things like that, and then, like, when
Mhm.
I need them the most, it just, like, pops up and, like
Pops up. Yeah. And that happens in so many different ways when people are just like, girl, so many people can relate to that. To when
Mhm.
something out of nowhere just happens and when you need it the most, that's when it pops up. And it's
That's
just
what
like, you've literally been here with me the whole time, but nothing made me look in this area until I actually like really needed it. And even
Yeah,
when you first thought of it, like it'd be so crazy, like when people like lose things and they look everywhere to the point that they forget and they probably end up going and buying another one or something like that, and then they end up finding it probably at the time when they like really need it and it was
really
always in
need
the
it.
most obvious place, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, child, that'd be so crazy, but
I was literally
yeah.
walking with this all this time, like walking with
Mhm.
medicine. And like
Yeah.
God knew because I turn to prayer, especially times like that. God knows. He
Mhm.
knows. He's just like, okay, let me let her simmer for a second. She's gonna find it. Like
Mhm.
she's gonna pray to me, she's
Yeah.
gonna find it. It's gonna be exactly when she needed. So
Mhm.
and
Okay. Thank you guys so much for being in the live. This is 20 Questions with Jay, and I'm here with Christy Love. Please make sure to go and subscribe to her channel and check out her content, okay? So,
thank
the next question that I have for you here actually has to do with another video that you posted on your page. You titled this video Exposing New Age.
mm,
God delivered me. So you spoke a lot in this video. You touched on a lot, but you did end up going back to like your childhood and express how your father was a pastor and you was raised in the church and all of that. And you kind of went through a whole lot in your head, kind of somewhat battling yourself, what you was created to be by your parents and what you kind of went through on the path of life. You got up to
right.
a point where you kind of felt like you couldn't hear God or you couldn't hear Jesus,
Mm,
and you expressed how you had cried out one day and was finally able to like hear his voice and make certain decisions again. You kind of just felt really lost. So, at one point you talked about how you had a sacred book also, and you was trying to like put that together with the Bible and stuff, and everything just kind of
yeah.
seemed confusing. So, I want to ask, when you went through or when you threw the sacred book into the fire, because you talked about how you had a pit in your backyard and y'all was
Yeah.
able to like throw things away. So when you threw the sacred book into the fire and you saw that it had blue flames, what was
Mhm.
your first thought?
Well, looking into the, fire pit, like, I c initially, it would not light at all. Like, everything else in the fire pit lit on fire but that. So, I was just dousing it, yeah, I had the gasoline just pouring all over it, and finally, when it lit up, I don't know, it was just a wave of, I'm sorry, I get emotional about it because,
It's okay.
like, that was during a time, you guys, I was like, I don't know if you guys, like, believe in, like, spiritual warfare, but it's real, it's very real, and, I was going through a time, and, it really had a huge impact on my mental health. Like, I didn't go crazy or anything like that, but when you're going through spiritual warfare, the enemy is here to confuse you, right? And it will have you thinking that what you're doing is right. You'll be reading things, you'll be researching, you will be allowing all of these things into your life that the devil, because he's deceitful, has like pulled the wool over your eyes, and you'll just be doing these things. I remember when it finally lit up and caught fire, how excited I felt. It was like a sigh of relief because when I decided to actually throw that away, I realized that whenever I would, because I always read them together. It was always the sacred book, and it was always my Bible, and I was trying to like commingle them. And I realized what I was doing is that I was trying to create like a dual. between the 2 of it, and it just wasn't working
Mhm.
because I was like, "Wait a minute, this book doesn't mention Jesus at all, like,
Mhm.
where is Jesus in this book?" So I was like, "Okay, well, maybe they just I don't know, maybe this is just a different area of it, I don't know." So as I was doing more and more research, I said to myself, "Christy, you have been led astray." And, I don't know, I just it was a big sigh of relief to get rid of all of that. Because I hit the crystals and singing sound bowl. I was really big in yoga. I taught yoga. I'm actually certified in yoga and meditation, and well, certified in meditation. And I just remember the more classes and things that I was taking, it was just really going like left field. So the last day that I had read that book, like I prayed to God and I asked God to just deliver me from it. Cause I said, this book has a stronghold on me because like I'm getting up like clockwork, like 2 and 3 times a day, reading it and just following along with what he was telling me to do in there. And I remember when I was praying to God and I was asking him to reveal to me what's in front of me. A lot of things was actually being revealed to me, and I was ignoring it. I was ignoring all of the signs. So that moment for me to get rid of that was probably one of the best days of my life. I
Mhm.
started back going to church. I just did a whole change, a whole 180 in every aspect of my life, just a complete change. And I felt better. I started to look better. Skin was better.
Mhm.
It's just, I could talk about that all day, you guys. I'm sorry. I don't want to like keep babbling about that, but it was a complete like sigh of relief to actually do that.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you was able
Mhm.
to finally like find the answers you were looking for in a time in your life where everything seemed to be a bit confusing, and you're starting to
Yeah.
really tap into yourself and your mind to find your direction on where to go. So times like that can be really difficult, but I'm so glad that you was able to find the right path for you. Yes, girl.
Oh, yes, someone said about that I tossed the Bible in the no, I did not toss the Bible in the fire. I would never do that. I tossed the other book. I forgot what the title was. I think it was like Sacred Elements, I think
Yeah,
is what it was
the something like that. Mhm.
a day. Like God said, I don't even want
Mhm.
you to think about that no more. Okay, you
Right.
are my child. Yes, Lord.
Yes, most
Yeah.
definitely. Okay, girl. So the next question that I have here for you is, what is the funniest thing your inner child wants to do?
Oh my goodness. Y'all wouldn't believe it, but I'm a big Lego blocks player. Like I love Lego blocks. Um
OMG. Supreme will love you.
I love Legos. So actually my birthday is coming up in April and I literally just asked my husband to get me some rollerblades. So it's just really being outside and playing. I love being outdoors. So Legos, skates, that's my inner child. We like to play.
Supreme just entered the building too. He said, I'm driving and I'm here. I just heard my name. Yes, Supreme, we just spoke your name because Christy over here, I asked her what would her inner child want to do. And she said she'll want to like play with Legos. And I'm telling her he likes Legos. He actually like, child, he plans on being able to get an $800 collection of the Titanic and he
Yes.
wants to build that. So I
See,
was
and then I,
saying,
I
you
want the Star
two,
Trek one. Yeah, I want the
yeah.
Star Trek.
Mhm. Yeah, y'all would definitely mesh on that for real. Yeah. Okay. So the next question that I have for you here is, what have you learned about yourself this year that scares you?
Mm. That my voice is actually stronger than what I actually think that it is. And sometimes it can be actually scary. I don't know. I think a lot of times when I was younger, I was silenced a lot. It wasn't that I couldn't talk or anything like that. It was six of us, actually eight if you counted my other sister and brother. So it was a lot of children in the house. So I stuttered a lot, and
Mhm.
I just never really got like my opinions, my concerns, anything that I really wanted to just talk about. I never really had a chance to do that. So
Mhm.
nowadays, now that I've become like more confident in myself, like the confidence that my voice actually exerts scares me because I'm like, oh my God, like I didn't even know that I would even have that much confidence to even come on and do like something like this. The other
Mhm.
day, one of my other Facebook friends, she invited me on her live and she was telling me afterwards like how great I did. And I said, girl, I was like shaking in my boots. I was nervous the whole time. And she was like, you cannot tell. So I think the power that my voice like exerts actually like scares me when I speak to my full capability.
Yes, I love that. And I think
Mhm.
that's something that a lot of people would agree on because for me, when I was younger, I was kind of in the same shoes as you. I didn't
Mm,
really speak as much. I did speak, don't get me wrong, but I
right.
didn't like always have like the leading role of anything. You know what I'm saying? I was more so of like the I'm cheering you on type of thing,
Me
and we're gonna
too.
do whatever and whatever everyone wants to do, I'm down with it. I was just open like that, So I feel like
Hmm.
nowadays I really stand on what I want to do, and it makes me feel that much better because I actually
It
feel
does.
like I'm actually being the main character in my life instead of a cheerleader of
Yeah.
someone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love that.
Definitely.
Hmm. Yes. Thank you guys so much for being here in the live. This is 20 Questions with Jay, and I'm here with Christy Love. Please make sure to go and subscribe to her channel and check out her content, okay? So, the next question that I have for you here is what made you want to do the 31-day Proverbs, and how did it go for you?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so yes, I was seeking wisdom. I was talking to my mom and she was like, you know what? You should read the book of Proverbs. And I said, okay, well, I gotta start somewhere, right? So I
Hmm.
actually began to read it and so I think it was matter of fact, it may have been October when I did that. And I was actually looking for content and I remember praying to God and I said, God, I really want to, speak more about the things that I'm going through in life, the things that,
Hmm.
I'm currently experiencing. So because I was reading the book of Proverbs, like it hit me. It was like, okay, October has 31 days and there's 31 chapters in the book of Proverbs. So I was like, I could just read one per day. So then
Hmm.
when I did that, I said, oh my goodness, so many more people can actually benefit from this. How about I share it on my
Hmm.
YouTube? And then that way I'll have my content and I'll actually be doing something that's, God has put on my spirit to do. So it was more so just being God led and allowing God to like lead me in my own personal life to do that and share with other people. And it felt good
Yes,
too because
I
Proverbs
believe
is
it.
dropping the wisdom, okay? It's dropping the knowledge.
Hmm. Yeah, my church actually did the same thing. So, yeah, I actually didn't like read the whole thing because, child, I got to doing so much, but it is something that I want to be able to do. I kind of want to
Yeah,
really get into like reading the Bible just so I can have a better like perspective on everything. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
Because when people are teaching you the Bible and you haven't read it yourself, you're literally going off on what people say, even though I'm not like, saying you shouldn't do anything, but you should always read for yourself so you can have your own
right,
perspective. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
definitely.
And that's something
Mhm,
that I do want to be able to do for sure.
yeah.
Hmm.
And plus, people decipher the Bible how they want to. Like they'll read
Yeah,
it
you know
and
what I'm
it'll
saying?
have a completely different meaning. So definitely read it for
Hmm.
yourself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm. Okay. So the next question that I have for you here is would you rather whine all day like how Jody does in Baby Boy? Or would you rather be frightening, like have a frightening personality and character like Debo from Friday?
Oh, that's so funny.
Mhm.
Okay, so listen, it's funny because so and y'all, I always have a story for something, okay? So, but me and my
Mhm.
husband, we're like complete opposites, okay? So, I'm more of Jody. I'm the whiny person, and my husband is more the Debo. And I
That is
always, I
funny.
always tell him like we're yin and yang. I said I want to be you one day. Like I want to be the person that's aggressive. Like I want to walk up and down the street and people look at me like, oh, she might, she might get bad. No, I'm the person
That
everybody
shit might get
like, I
bad.
love you. That's me all day. So I want to be Debo. But it's not in me though. I'm baby boy. I'm Jody. Just whining all day long. And my husband
Child.
comes, he shuts it down. Like, yeah, it's okay.
Mm-mm-mm. The inner you will be walking up the street and be like, move, move. People will just be like, oh, get out the way, get out the way. When
I'm
you
gonna try
coming
it
through,
one day.
child,
I'm gonna
don't
try
let
it.
don't let you walk up to the bank and see a line. Them people gonna run scared.
Okay, okay. They
Mm-mm.
probably fire me the next day. Like, ma'am, no, ma'am, we don't need that in here. Like, but I want it to be Debo for a day.
Child. Okay.
Oh
So,
goodness.
the next question that I have for you here is, before you started going to school for real estate, did you
Mm.
feel stuck in your life in any way? Were you like looking for something that you felt like fit you, that you wanted to
Mm.
go for? And how did your other like opinions weigh? Like, did you have other opinions other than doing the real estate or other
Yeah.
options?
So I have a lot of endeavors. It's a lot of things that I want to accomplish in life, and actually becoming an accountant was actually one of them. But now that I'm an accountant now, it's just one of those moments to where you kind of feel like, okay, I kind of did that now. I want to try something a little bit different. As far as like the real estate thing, so I more so got into that because me and my husband we're interested in actually starting a homestead compound for our family. So I wanted to learn the ins and outs of how to actually do that. So just from me like doing my own like personal development and research on the back end on how I can
Hmm.
obtain property and the legalities of all of that, I stumbled upon this realtor. And I was like, you know what, that would be pretty cool to just, to do that or whatever. And then the next day I remember talking to my coworker. This is actually how good God is. I was talking to my coworker, and actually I wasn't even talking to the one that I'm about to mention. I was talking to a different coworker, but the one that I'm about to mention, she was on the other side. I heard her on the other talk, girl, she was like, oh, oh. I said, girl, what is she finna get ready and say? So she came around and she said, listen, I just signed up with, XYZ company. Actually, it's called Keller Williams. She said, I just signed up with Keller Williams. And she said, I think that you should go ahead and sign up too. She said, I ain't trying to be in your business or anything like that, but I heard you talking about it. And I was like, okay, cool. So actually on that same day, she sent me her representative's number and I called her. I got set up for it. And I've just been doing the classes ever since. So I like to have my hands in a lot of different things. Especially with the knowledge part about it, because I want to know exactly what I'm doing before I actually get myself like locked into like a 30-year mortgage on something and then not knowing, the legalities of having a homestead or the farming part of it. I just wanted to learn more about it. And
Yeah.
one thing just
Okay.
kind of led to another.
And that's exactly
Mhm.
how it goes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm loving that. I actually thought about being a realtor myself one day, but I think the reason why I kind of thought that was because I feel like I was really good at like explaining and showing and stuff like that. And I realized, and that's something that's so dope that I feel like people that aren't fully aware don't realize. Sometimes you think that you're into something when really you're into like a certain thing of it. It's not really you're into the like, for example, it wasn't that I was into real estate. I think if anything, I was into like kind of like doing interviews, like what would like leading something, like leading you or something. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Right.
that's kind of what I was more so into, I guess you can say. Like, yeah, it's kind of like I remember I had seen this one video on YouTube a long time ago. And I think what the video was about was how to stop bad habits. And in the video, he
Mm.
gave an example of how this man always wanted to go and he wanted to basically cut his cookie habit. And in order for him to cut his cookie habit, he had to find out what exactly made him want to go and get the cookie. So he ended up finding out that it really wasn't the cookie that he wanted. It was the fact that every time he would go to a certain place and get the cookie, he would always have a conversation with somebody. And he found out that he never really wanted the cookie. It was more so of the conversation that came with the cookie that made him always go and get the cookie. There's always something behind something, and sometimes we don't ever take the time to try to figure out what that something is. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And I feel like if
Mhm.
we at least allow ourselves to dig a little deeper into ourselves, like give ourselves that much more love, you'll be able to find certain things that you never thought actually existed with yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Never,
Yeah.
never. And that's so
Mhm.
true, especially how like things get aligned into your life, because it circles back like literally when you need it the most. Like I didn't even like
Yeah.
think about this until I got ready to start researching. And actually it was like maybe a few years back when another person had mentioned, it was like, you know what, you'll be pretty good in sales. I went through the
Mhm.
whole process of like taking this sales class. I didn't finish it. It circled back though, but I just felt like how ironic was this, me taking sales class, now me wanting to get into real estate, me working with numbers, things like that. I just feel like everything is just coming into like perfect alignment.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So Queen's Alchemy was actually stating that she was a realtor for over 15 years and she loved it.
Awesome. Awesome.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, girl. So the next question that I have for you here is, before you did the big chop, when was the first time you thought about doing it and why was that an idea in your head?
This is my third time, you guys, cutting my hair off. So
Ooh,
the very
child.
first time, yes. So the very first time was in 2009. It's October 2009, and I was actually trying to keep my anniversary dates the same, but my husband was like, no, because he was like, you didn't even grow any hair first. So October 2009. The next time, I think it was like maybe 2013, somewhere in there. I wanted to lock my hair.
Mm.
Child, I did so much with this hair. I actually tried to lock my hair 3 times. I just couldn't see it through. I just couldn't. Imma try it again one of these days. But this last time, y'all, my hair was so damaged, like, I will wash it and, like, you can tell, like, the roots was trying to, like, revert back to being natural, but my ends were just so stringy. I was like, "There is no way possible that I can continue life looking like this." So, I actually began to cut,
Mhm.
like, different areas, like, in the back, and I was like, "Well, it don't look that bad, I think I can rock that or whatever." Child, my husband told me no so many times. And then finally I sat him down. I said, babe, I said, what is it that you don't like about short hair? Like, what is it? I said, because I think you're just thinking that I just want to cut it. And even if I do want to cut it, it's my prerogative. But, I'm married or whatever. So, we try to have a conversation. But girl, I had to explain to him. I said, listen, my hair is not curling. And it's already wavy, so it's slick like straight right now. So I was like, my hair is not
Mhm.
curling. I can't do twist outs. I can't do braid outs. I can't do wash and goes. Like I'm literally walking around here with stringy hair. I said, it's either you gonna see me
Mm.
looking like this or you gonna see me bald headed in the morning. So what is it? So finally he was like, just do it. If it's gonna make you happy, just do it. And then when I had the moment to do it, y'all, I had a whole freak out moment. Like I recorded it. Whole freak out moment. I was ready, but I was not ready for it because I
Right.
never cut it down this low. So I had
Mhm.
to go shorter than my brown hair. And if you can see, I still have some brown in
A
there.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so the barber has to go back and cut it off. But my husband was right. I didn't grow enough hair to do the big chop. So they had to go in with the clippers, y'all. So I had a
Mhm.
whole barbershop
But it
appointment.
still looks amazing. I love it. It's so
Thank
cute. It really
you.
does give like ground period. You know what I'm
I
saying?
feel
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. It gives like heels and dresses. That's what it gives. Yeah.
Okay, and I'm trying to give it to her.
Mhm. Yes. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for being here in the live with us, you guys. This is 20 Questions with Jay, and I'm here with Christy Love. Please make sure to go and subscribe to her channel and check out her content. So, the next question that I have for you here is, would you rather be stuck on an island alone forever, or would you rather be married to somebody that you hate?
Mm. Girl, give me that island. What you mean? Give me the island. Give me that island. Okay, and I'm gonna explain
Ooh.
too. Okay, because I have been with someone that had like narcissistic tendencies, and that person just does any and everything to get under your skin. So with me having that experience, I I would not want to be committed to someone who I hate. Um maybe it'll be a little.
Right. Mm. You are so funny. Nah, I feel that. Yeah. Okay. So the next question that I have for you here is, what's your hardest challenge on YouTube and why?
Oh, consistent is really hard for me. And it's only because well, let me say it like this, because actually clear. I make things to do, y'all. I make myself overwhelmed, okay? I'm one of those people, I just find things to do. But however, when it comes to content, like I'm not always like really available to like pull my camera out to like record what I'm doing, because like if my hair's not doing something, or is if the setting is not right, then I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to put it like that. And I found myself a lot of times wanting to create content or wanting to be more consistent, but because I allow like doubts and like limiting beliefs, or I allow maybe thoughts of what people may think of me, things like that, stop me from posting. The spirit of perfection, I've been praying against that. I've been asking God to remove that from me, because I like to perfect a lot of stuff. I gotta have everything right. And I've been praying to God about that too, so that, I can be more relaxed in a situation versus me trying to make sure that every single thing is right. Because it's not gonna be right. Especially if you're recording your everyday life,
Yeah.
it's just not going to be picture perfect. And I'm learning that about myself. So
Hmm.
definitely consistent. Consistency is trying to make sure that I'm posting, and just staying relevant on YouTube. That's the biggest thing.
Hmm. Yeah,
Mhm.
I
It's a
feel that.
struggle.
Okay, girl. So the next question that I have for you here is, in your videos you like recorded and you explained in some of your videos how you have went through the Daniel fast. So
Mhm.
when you was doing the Daniel fast, if somebody was to come to you and ask you for advice on how to continue, if they felt like they probably was going to give up and it started to get really, really hard and difficult for them, what would you say to
Mhm.
them?
Pray to God first. Pray to God all throughout your day. That was one of the things that kind of kept me going through it, because you will have times to where temptation will make you want to just eat different things. Like, say, for example, if you are cooking for your family and you know that you can't have what you're actually preparing, like in the back of your mind, those intrusive thoughts is going to be, just take a bite. But if
Mm-hmm.
you are like consistently praying to God and asking God to lead you in your every step, when you have that thought, the moment that you pray to God and say, God, please remove that thought away from me. God, please help me to make better eating habits. Help me to find healthier alternatives. Things like that, you will replace those intrusive thoughts. You replace all of those
Mm-hmm.
thoughts that's going to make you stop, or make you eat things, or make you smoke, make you drink, make you do the things that you're trying to fast from. Those thoughts will constantly come to you, and they will actually come to you stronger. They will come to
Mm-hmm.
you so much stronger, like more often, more frequently. But the more you pray to God, and the more that you actually commit your time and your body, because your body is your temple, then God will lead you. He will not lead you astray. God will tell you, like, hey, listen, I understand what you're going through. Keep on coming to me. Because even when I also did a 3-day liquid fast while I was doing that Daniel fast, I think it was like the 19th of January. Yeah, I ate for 2 days too. And after that second day, I prayed to God, and it just hit my spirit, do a complete liquid fast. And I was like, okay, Lord, I have never done a complete liquid fast before. Like, I've done like intermittent fasting. I've done maybe I'll like pick like maybe 6 o'clock in the morning to like maybe 8 o'clock in the evening. But after 8 o'clock, I'll eat. Well, this particular time, God was like, no, I want you to completely give your temple to me, completely
Mm.
do this for me. So, pray to God first, every step of the way.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
Be Real asked if he can ask a question about the Daniel fast. Yeah, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and type that up. Thank you guys so
Yeah.
much for being here in the live. This is 20 Questions with Jay, and I'm here with Christy Love. Please make sure to subscribe to her channel and check out her content, okay?
Hmm.
So, the next question that I have for you here is if you can read mine, if you can read minds, whose mind would you read first and why?
Probably my husband. I don't know. I
Mm-hmm.
bother him all the time. Yeah, I would definitely read his mind because sometimes when I say things and I look at him, he give me expressions, and I be wanting to know what those expressions mean sometimes. Like, I don't really
Mm-hmm.
care for to really know what like other people are thinking because I'm not like that deep like that. Like, you ain't gotta tell me your business like that. Like, I ain't trying to like pry into nobody's innermost thoughts or anything like that. Unless you want me to, because I am a life coach. But other than that, ain't trying to be in my business. But I'm all up in my husband's business though. So I be wanting to know what them expressions are for. Like, what you looking at me like that for? So if I can read his mind, then I'll
I
just be like,
know. Yeah, you'll just know what it is. Yeah. But child, I think God created everyone to have their mind to themselves so they'll be able to be
yes,
sane in the world, child. Because what? Yeah.
exactly. Like, I'm not that
So,
no, you don't know anybody else's, but his, I'll read his.
mhm, be real. Wanted to know if you was able to actually explain what exactly the Daniel fast is to him.
Yeah, sure. So I started off by reading the book of Daniel first. It'll explain everything. It'll break it all the way down to you. But the Daniel fast is essentially cutting out a lot of different foods. Well, let me put it this way. I don't want to just say just food because it's a commitment, because a lot of people they do different fastings. They do it differently, but with mine, I just did just vegetables. I did the bean family. I did fruit. I did just water, no juice. Well, I did juice on the first 2 3 weeks, and that's only because I chose not to eat any food because no, just my preference. But with the Daniel fast, it's more so a commitment to God, and you're letting God know, like, okay, well, I'm giving my body, my temple to you. I will rather to go without all of these worldly and fleshy things so that I can prove my commitment, prove my love, prove that I'm building up my foundation and my love for Jesus Christ, for God. But in the book of Daniel, it'll actually break it all the way down. And it talks about like how, and I'm not like a Bible scholar or anything like that. But it talks about like how when see, and I can't remember all the names, but I'm just gonna say when they had gotten caught, like the prison guards or whatever was giving them like the scraps and stuff like that. And of course, that's like the fatty parts of the meat, the unclean parts of the meat. Well, he turned to himself and he said, "Hey, I'm not going to eat." The unclean stuff. I only want the clean fruits, the raw vegetables, because I'm clean. He wanted to cleanse his body out for God because God told him he was like, "Hey, listen, um, try to see how I want to say it because it's so much into it. Y'all just got to read it for yourself. It's basically just a commitment to God. It's a commitment.
Mm, yeah. Okay. So the
And I
next
probably didn't explain
question
that
I
well
have.
at all. I probably didn't explain that
Oh,
well, you guys, but if you read in the book of Daniel, it'll break it all the way down for you. But essentially, it's just eating cleaner. You're not eating any of the unclean meats. Like the Bible will spell it all the way out and it'll tell you what the unclean meats are. I can't do it right now because I'm not a Bible scholar or anything like that. I'm just being God led and whatever God leads me to do, that's more so what I'll do. And I'll research enough for me to be able to do what God has told me to do. But just looking at Book of Daniel, it'll explain all day. Somebody said no pork. Yes, no pork. The
mm-hmm.
unclean meats.
Yeah.
Let me
I
type
hope
in.
that really didn't happen to Queen. Queen says somebody hacked
Oh,
me. This is not me typing, Crystal. I didn't send that message. What? That is so weird. Okay. So the next question that I have for you here actually has to do with a video that you posted. So that
okay.
video was titled Saturday Vlog, Episode 3, 5 Day Detox, Shopping Photo Shoot. So you talked about a whole lot of things in that video, but one thing in particular that you did talk about was how you was a high school life coach. If
Mhm.
someone wanted to become a high school life coach, what advice would you give them?
All right, so I was actually hired through this company called We Are Hope. They do hire life coaches like all over the US. Um, I found his company on, I believe it was Indeed. He had a posting out for life coaches, and I actually started off because I was seeking my meditation and yoga certification at that particular time. So once I had gotten my meditation certification, I was like, okay, well, let me see what life coaching has to offer. And actually, one of my friends, she actually found it for me, and she sent me that link from Indeed. But they actually had a few positions that was available. If you guys want to check them out, it's called We Are Hope, and they are stationed out of Vermont. But if you are interested in becoming a life coach, there's a lot of online avenues that you can actually take. Just Google life coaching certifications. Sometimes you can actually find them for free, but a lot of times they will have like a fee, or you may have to just pay to be certified. But other than that, it's really easy, you guys. It's so how many hours got to take. It's different levels to it. So if you want to be like a mental health, or if you want to be just a life coach, like just regular, just a broad life coach, you can choose what area you actually want to work in. Mine was more so in the mental health. I dealt with suicide ideation and anxiety and depression. And it was actually great
Mm,
that they actually came into alignment with me, because y'all, when I tell you that each one of my students, and I'm gonna keep it kind of like surface level, just have to sound like a confidential letter, but like literally each one of my kiddos, you guys, had like a characteristic, or like it there was a remembrance of a part of my life that I had experienced in each one of those students. And those one of those moments to where I felt like it was more so like a God led thing, and I felt like God positioned me there, because when those kids was coming to me, y'all, I kid you not, because we are in like a lower income area to where it's more crime ridden. There's a lot going on in the households. It's just a lot. And when these kids are going to
mhm,
school, like they're not really fully expressing what's going on with them. Because like what we have here, like down in Arkansas, it's you don't talk about what's going on in the house. So when you have people that's actually like trying to like ask you questions and stuff like that, these kids not going to tell you that. But if you can
right.
be relatable, in that particular area, y'all, I've dealt with suicide ideation myself. When I in my teenage years, I had moments to where I was suffering from anorexia and bulimia. So when I had students that came to me with that, I was like, oh, okay, okay, I see, because I realized during that time, you guys, I actually wasn't even healed from that. I took the classes, took the courses, became certified, but I was not actually healed from my own childhood trauma. So when I was working through these kiddos, they was healing, I was healing, we was healing, okay? We was healing up in there.
Mhm,
And it just had such a great impact on the kiddos. I wish they would have continued it. Not to do with politics or why they didn't actually continue it, but becoming a life coach, you guys, was probably one of the best moments in my life, because of the experiences that I actually experienced with other people, and not only with the kiddos, but with the staff, the parents, everybody, like across the board. The community really will pull together and help you with your journey in that. So if you want to become a life coach, yeah, get out there, just Google it, and you'll find like all kind of companies. And literally, if you Google it, it's gonna be on all your social media handles. Like the algorithm is gonna pull it into your alignment anyway. So go ahead and get started if you're interested in that. It's it's
mhm.
great. It's a great feeling.
Yes, I'm
Hey,
loving that.
honey. Oh, I'm sorry. Where her coming?
Yes, I'm feeling it. So, speaking of the algorithm, since you brought that up, what
Hmm.
would you say to someone that feels like the algorithm on YouTube is cheating them?
Mm. You wanna know what? I may not be a good person to answer that, because I feel like the algorithm be cheating me sometimes. Because sometimes I could put in a lot of work and I'd be like, "Wait a minute, like, hold on, like, do I need to delete and put and post it again? What's happening?" But no, just continue to be consistent, because you have to build up your rapport with YouTube, because, like, what I've noticed is that on mine, because I post so many different types of videos, that the algorithm really don't know what to like circulate. with my page. It's like, hold on, girl, you was just
Mhm.
talking about hair, you're talking about real estate, you're talking about digital marketing over here, you're talking about your own products that you're coming up with. Like, what you want us to circulate? So if it's me, I would say to try to like niche it down. And I'm not saying that you have to, like people don't like to. I don't like to. But if you really want to see like more growth, kind of like because what I've been noticing lately is that what I'll do, like if I want to post anything about fitness, because I post so much about like Christian based stuff, I commingle it together. And then that way
Mhm.
my content is still basically the same thing, but it's just showing different aspects of my life.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's so true. And I feel like it's like that for a lot of people, especially people that do like vlogs and stuff like that. Yeah. Mhm.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
Queen's Alchemy said, the more work you put into the video, it almost feels like the less it. All right.
Yeah.
That's
I
so
agree with
crazy.
you too. I've actually been a little bit less like hard on myself. Because when I'm posting videos, like if I'm more relaxed, I notice that the people can actually see that you're more comfortable in front of the camera. And that actually works instead of trying to like script
Hmm.
it all out all the way. Like it really works for you and you're just
Yeah.
more calm and relaxed on your videos, more relatable.
Hmm. Yes,
Mhm.
girl. Thank you guys so much for being here in the live. This is 20 Questions with Jay, and I'm here with Christy Love. Please make sure to go and subscribe to her channel and check out her content, okay? So, yes, the next question that I have for you here is, what's worth dying for to you and why?
Mm, my children. I would and of course it's situational. I would definitely die for my family. Like,
Hmm.
say for example, if it was like some major like accident or something like that, and it was either me or them, I would definitely sacrifice myself. And that's only because I've done a lot in life. I'm not saying that, I want to end it right now, but I'm just saying that I want to be able to allow them that time to live, and I would rather sacrifice myself. Because I feel like I lived a pretty good life. I feel like the Lord will open his arms up to me. And is this what the pearly gates look like? Yes, heaven, come on here. I feel like I'm going
Hmm.
straight to heaven. So I would save them and I'll allow God to bring me into his house.
Yeah, I love that. And honestly,
Definitely.
when I was thinking about the question, I kind of thought that was what you was gonna say.
Hmm.
Yeah. Hmm. Rocky is such a clown. He's literally like a comedian talking about
Sit
I'll
out
die for
down for
you
you
too.
too.
He's so funny, child. Yes, y'all, he's a comedian, so don't mind him. He like legit is. If you see his content, you'll understand. He jokes about everything. So the next question that I have for you here is, what would you say to someone that was trying to find their way in the Lord but was having a difficult time?
Mm. You want to know what? So I'm really big on journaling. So even if you don't want to journal, just take a pen and paper, pencil if you rather that. Write down everything that you're grateful for. Write down everything that has harmed you, caused you any kind of pain. Write down any kind of trauma that you may have experienced. Because what you're going to realize is that when you start to write this stuff out and you actually see it on paper, for one, you're going to cry. Okay. Crying is cleansing to the soul. Okay. Because once you like realize what you've actually been through in life and realize where God has you right now, you will be so grateful for your now. You'll be grateful for the experiences that you have actually experienced because that makes you who you are. That builds you. It builds
Mhm.
your character. So if you're trying to build a foundation in God, I would say first do your work, do your shadow work, figure out what's actually like within you that's stopping you. Ask yourself like,
Mhm.
why am I not doing this already? What's preventing me from reading the Bible? What's preventing me from getting up and thanking the Lord for waking me up? What's preventing me before bed, praying to God? What's preventing me from praying to God before my any kind of like major decisions. Like figure that out first because it's something that's stopping you. It may be, upbringing. Because I know, y'all, I was raised Pentecostal. Okay, so Church of God in Christ. My grandfather, he was the pastor. My grandmother, she was the first lady. My dad was the preacher. It was just a lot. So a lot of times when you're going through the motions of actually like, and I'm not speaking for everybody, this is just my own personal experience. When you're going through the motions and you're going to church literally every single day, you're in there every single day. And like with me growing up Pentecostal, there was like no fingernail polish, no red lipsticks, no makeup, don't cut your hair. We wore the long dresses, the long skirts, all of that. So it's like when I actually grew up and like came to myself, I was trying to like find myself because I'm like, I've lived in this for so long that it became like a culture. Like it was like more so like what you're supposed to do. But no one actually really just broke down how to actually build that foundation in God, how to build that relationship with God. So I had to actually dig deep within myself and figure out, okay, Christy, where are you currently in life? Where are you? So once I checked in with myself, I was capable of realizing that I was straying away myself, not because of
Mhm.
anybody else, but because of myself, because of where I allowed myself to be. So write it all out. And then once you write it all out, begin your prayer. And you don't have to be a perfect prayer. I'm not a perfect prayer. And actually, you can ask anybody. My prayers I just be talking, okay? Talk to God. Just have a regular conversation.
Yeah. So
Depend
the
upon the
Supreme
posture.
was asking,
Yes.
the Supreme was asking, do you have a vision board?
I actually do. I have several. So I curate different products and things like that. I do everything, y'all. I'm sorry, I keep babbling about something, but I create vision boards. I curate Bible devotionals. I create. I actually have a prayer board. You can't see it, but it's behind my mirror over there. I had a prayer board party, like a prayer board, a vision board party, and we just create all different kind of things, you guys. I like to make sure that I can actually like visualize and put things out. I made one for my phone. So I went on Canva, made me like a little vision board. They have different templates that you actually can use. Just plug in all your stuff or whatever. And you can put that on your lock screen. And you can have it whenever you want to look at it or
Mm,
whatnot. Hmm.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely liking that. Thank you guys so much for being here on the live. This is 20 Questions with Jay, and I am here with Christy Love. Please make sure to go and subscribe to her channel and check out her content, okay? So, the next question that I have for you here is, if you was to create a new business, what would it be and why?
All right, so I am actually in the process of developing a solar panel farm. So
Oh,
earlier,
nice.
I know, right? Thank you. So earlier in the live, I was talking about how when I got into real estate, I was actually looking for the research of like different land and properties and commercial, personal, just everything, so that I can have all the information for a compound, so that we can build a homestead compound. So definitely a solar panel farm because it's easier to get like grants and funding with having a farm or a homestead. And when you have a farm, you don't necessarily have to have livestock or food. You can have solar
Mm-hmm.
panels, like what I'm doing. I'm going to have solar panels, and I want
Mm-hmm.
to have acres. I can already see it. Like that's actually on my vision board. I have like acres already like lined out in my mind on how I want my solar panel farm to actually look like, how I want my homestead to look like. Because I'm a gardener as well, so I'm gonna have my garden, have everything, and yeah, I know the price of eggs be going up, so we're gonna have our chickens. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of the business. So we'll be selling eggs and things like that. So once we get everything together, that's definitely the business that I'm actually looking towards.
Yes, I'm loving that.
Mhm.
And my husband was always talking about how we should invest into solar panels. So I think for you to
Mhm.
actually have like a solar panel garden is lit. And I've seen them before.
Yeah.
I've seen a whole lot of them. And I always used to wonder, like, what is this supposed to be all about? So when you have a solar panel garden, like, where does all that energy go to?
All right. So you actually purchase an energy bank. So it's
Mm.
Montgomery because he just came home. But there's an energy bank that you will actually like stationed there on the farm. So it's actually called a farm. So you'll have a solar panel farm. So with that energy bank, it collects all the energy and you're selling it back to the neighboring energy company or whatever company that you decide to partner with. And the communities around, I mean, it's beneficial for everybody. They can have access to that energy. The companies, the energy company will have access to that energy. They will get, the community will actually get discounts because you're providing natural resources to them. So it's so much into
Mhm.
it. I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to help out the community. I'm going to help out everybody around. So that way
That's
everybody can have
amazing.
benefit from it. Yeah. So, I mean, natural resources is the way.
Yeah, I'm loving
Hmm.
that, girl. That's what's up. Okay. So the next question that I have for you here is, what would your dream life look like?
Oh my
Well, I feel
goodness.
like you
So I,
just kind of
no,
explained
actually,
it.
no, I actually wanted to be a model. I took some modeling classes.
Okay.
It didn't pan out all the way like I wanted to. I actually had gotten pregnant like literally that same like month that I signed up. But I would love to be a model. I would love to be an actress. But however, YouTube is like taking care of all that for me. I'm like, okay, I got my own platform.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would love to be a model or an actress. Definitely.
Yes, I love that. Yeah. I kind of always thought when I was younger that I would probably get into acting. I thought I was going to probably be good at acting, but child, that ain't never happened. And my
Girl, it
family,
didn't happen.
my mom and them is so African child, they wasn't going to know where to even start when it comes to that. So,
Mm-mm. And then
yeah.
my daddy, he cut down real quick. He was like,
Okay.
"You're not gonna be doing all that." I'm like, "Okay." Daddy said I couldn't.
Yes, girl. Okay. So, can you tell everyone here what your channel is about?
All right. So my channel is more so about showing other people that you can be God led, still live your everyday life, work towards your goals, and achieve them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's essentially what I want to show, like through my everyday life. Because when I first started, you guys, like my channel was actually like a natural hair channel. And when I started back this past October, it was more so God telling me, okay, you've done this, you've done it your way, now do it my way. So it's more so just showing other people like, hey, you can be God led and you can still live a normal life. You can still do your normal activities because a lot of times people feel like when you're trying to be
Mm-hmm.
God led that you're just cutting everything out and you're just cutting dry. You're living a boring life. I don't live a boring life. I actually live a very exciting life, and it's actually more exciting because God is leading it. Because I get more opportunities, more blessings in that way, and I feel as if me, portraying that on social media it will, ultimately lead more people and, to build that foundation with God because it's not that bad. Because I grew up, people
Mhm.
called me the preacher's kid or goody two shoes and all of that. I mean, been there, done that. So it's like nowadays, I'm just like, you can have a regular smuggler life and still praise God.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I love that, and it's so true. Mhm.
Hmm.
Okay. So this question here that I have for you actually is your last question. So thank you guys so much for being here in the live. Again, this is 20 Questions with Jay, and I'm here with Christy Love. Please make sure to go and subscribe to her channel and check out her content, okay? So, this question that I have for you here is, have you ever experienced something that was hard for you to explain to anyone?
Mm. Yeah. Well, it's not hard anymore. It was hard before. And I actually touched bases on this a little bit when I shared that I had, experienced anorexia, bulimia, and suicide ideation.
Mhm.
So I did have, a couple of attempts to where I wanted to unalive myself. I'm gonna be careful because I don't know how to YouTube do with certain
Mhm.
words. But I healed from that. Like I had to really work on that trauma. I had to really heal from within. And I realized that God has so much more in store for me that the enemy was trying to take me out. And the only way that the enemy could take me out was to cause mental confusion and to make me feel like I wasn't worth it. to make me doubt myself, to make me feel as if, people are constantly talking about me and people don't like me. The devil was telling me all of these things. And it was to the point to where I was like, you want to know what? Maybe I should just take myself out. And this is after I had kids. And once I realized
Mhm.
the impact, because one of my kids actually witnessed, and when I saw the trauma that it caused to that child, it devastated me. Devastated. That then and there, you guys, and I'm gonna share one more moment too. And that's why, I'm kind of grateful for my fear of water. I had a moment to where I had drove over this bridge and I had a thought to jump. I stopped on the
Oh
bridge.
my gosh.
Yep. Went to the bridge. I stopped, got out the car, looked over it, and my heart is beating fast now. The fear of that water was so great that it trumped any thought in my mind that I had. And at that particular time, y'all, I stopped what I was doing and I started praying to God right then and there. I mean, everybody
Mm,
was calling me. Nobody could actually figure out what was going on with me. Like, I just had a lot going on. That's why I said that spiritual warfare is crazy. So it's like if you're
mhm,
going through anything in life and you don't know who to talk to or who to turn to, God is the answer. Okay.
mhm,
Like, so before you pick up your phone to scroll on social media or pick up your phone to call anybody or text, God. Because all those innermost feelings that you have to have some kind of avenue to release that. And sometimes we feel like if we're talking to other people that they're the right avenue. They're not. Because the same things that you
mhm,
told sometimes come back to you. You be like, wait a minute, now I told so and so, and she didn't went and told everybody. So a lot of times when I was confiding in people who I called my friends, they wasn't really my
right,
friends. They were like going behind my
right,
back doing different things. It made my situation so much
mhm,
worse. But when I gave my
right,
complete like dependency on God, it changed my whole aspect on life. So I'm telling you, like things like that, like if you're ever trying to figure out how to build your foundation in God, like literally just start praying. And it doesn't
mhm,
have to be in any form or fashion. Just have a regular conversation and address every
yeah,
single little thing that's bothering you. Just say, God, I had some really bad thoughts this morning. I thought about this. And you will feel so much better after you cleanse yourself of all of that. I mean, you're gonna have
mhm,
tears streaming, probably the snotty nose, everything. But have that conversation with God. And I don't want to end it
yep,
like on a sour note, but you guys, I want you all to know that I have completely healed from that situation. Like I was telling my husband the other day, I said, there is absolutely nothing that any person in this world they can't take my joy. It's almost impossible.
mhm,
Can't take my joy from me because God has delivered me from so many situations. I mean, stripped. I mean, from being, dirt poor, from living on
mhm,
assistance, from smoking weed to drinking, all of that.
mhm,
God has delivered me from all of that. So all of
mhm.
that played a role.
Yeah, girl. Mhm. Yes. Mhm.
Every chance I get.
Yes.
You you're not gonna see no struggle because God has delivered me from that. God don't want you
Mhm.
to live in your years. He wants you to live in your present moment. He wants you to
Mhm.
see how he constantly blessing you. So, be grateful for it. Make sure when you
Yes,
wake up in the
girl.
morning, tell God thank you. All throughout your day, when you go to work and maybe you can't solve something, ask God to help you with that. Ask God to help you to deal with your coworkers. Ask God to help you deal with your neighbors, with your siblings, with your parents, everything that's around you. Now, you can't ask God to change people because that's not for you to do, but you can ask God to help you with those situations. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yes. I love that so bad. And I'm so happy you was able to share that here because that can definitely reach so many people. So I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Do you have anything that you would like to say before we close out of here?
Um, I I don't. I just want to say that I really appreciate you for allowing me to be on live with you tonight. You guys just don't
Mhm.
understand, like, how nervous I actually was before I actually, like, even, like, got on here, like, I was, like, shaking in my boots, but Jay is so comforting, like, she just really makes you feel just really welcome, and I appreciate that, girl. That's all I wanna say is that I appreciate you, and I've been rocking with you since October. I'm not too sure when you started, but that's when I had first saw you, and it's gonna keep on being like that. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you
You're
as well,
welcome.
girl. Thank you. So Queen's Alchemy actually said, sincerely, I am so happy that you found a way to cope with these intentions that you had. May you continue to heal, sister. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I do wanna comment on one thing. Hold on, y'all, because y'all funny in these comments. Somebody said somebody said something about here it is right here, the supreme way. The Pentecostals wash feet. I can't remember. Yes, yes, we do. I wanted to comment on that, but the comments have been a little fast. So we do. So in the Bible, it talks about how Jesus always gave to everyone else. You know, he always gave a service to other people. So Jesus actually washed other people's feet. So in the
Mm-hmm.
Pentecost, well, I'm pretty sure like other churches do it too, but I was raised with it. So we always had like I think it was like first Sunday. I'm not sure which Sunday it was, but they will take the time to actually wash the church members' feet. And it was normal to us. You know, they washed their feet and, it wasn't like they was down there just scrubbing, giving you a whole pedicure, but,
Right.
just some warm water and, just wash your
Mm-hmm.
feet and you got it off and got up or whatever. But yeah, it's in the Bible. Jesus, he showed his love and compassion for other people and showed that he also was human and he did servitude too. So yes,
Mm-hmm.
Pentecostals do wash feet.
Yeah, that's interesting to know. So Honey Lover Friend said,
Yes.
"Oh, I have never seen this in all my days at church." Hmm.
Yes.
I
Yes,
haven't
yes.
seen
Now
it at
now it
church,
hasn't
but
happened, like yeah.
yeah, I
It
haven't seen
hasn't
it
been,
at.
like, recently. It was back in, like maybe I was, like, 10 and under. I don't I guess maybe it's an Arkansas thing.
I know, right?
But, yeah, that's all I wanted to say because that was pretty funny.
Hmm.
Let's see if there's anything. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed the time here. Thank you so much for taking time out to be a part of this live and a part of the interview and a part of this new shift that I'm trying to do. So I appreciate you, love.
Yes.
Thank you
And
guys.
I'm so proud of
Oh,
you.
thank you, love. I
Yes.
appreciate you.
You're welcome. Mm.
Yes, but you guys, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here with us in the live. And everyone that is watching the replay, I appreciate you taking your time out to show some love. Please make sure to go and support the girl here, Christy Love, and make sure you check out her content. She's amazing. Thank you guys
Thank
so much. Y'all have an amazing night. Bye.
you. Thank you.
You're welcome.